Hello and welcome back to another episode of Reading My Mission Journal. My name is Gene Curl, and this is the series that I'm doing where I'm reading my mission journal that I kept for my mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I'm just going to start off where I left off on the last episode. Friday, December 5th, 2003, mostly clear and warm. It rained hard a few times today, and the wind was strong. I'm really not sure what I should do when I return home, but I think I know what I want to do, but I am not sure if it is what the Lord wants me to do. Not only do I want to follow the path that the Lord has set for me, but I know that it will be the best for me. I will have to really pray and fast hard to seek the Lord's guidance when I get close to the time to go home, and after I get home. One thing that I am sure of is that I want to do whatever I have to do to get into college by the fall semester of 2005, which means that I will have to get my GED within the first 3 months that I am home. Hopefully I can find a job that will earn enough money to allow enough time to study. I also hope that I can find someone to help me with my algebra and other math so I can learn faster. First thing this morning, we went to deliver a Joy to the World video to a lady that we got a media referral for. She really did not want to talk to us. She only wanted the DVD. We gave pass-along cards out to a few people at the park, and then we rode around trying to find stuff to do. We visited Sister M and cleaned her driveway, and then visited Sister S for a few to find out who the visiting teachers are for the H family. At noon, we delivered a Bible and a DVD to a crazy lady that Elder J and I had talked to before. When we first came up to her house, I realized that it was her house, so I told Elder L that we would get out of there as soon as possible because she is out of her mind. Luckily, when we gave her her stuff, she did not try to get us to stay and gave us a gift. We went to the park to decide where to go next. Elder L said that the gift might be a bomb, so I did not think so, but I opened it to find out it was a tin of cookies. We had lunch at the pad. We started to leave the pad right after lunch, but since it was raining exceedingly hard, the mailman was putting mail into our box, we decided to go back inside and plan a place to track. I received a very nice letter from Brother B and a letter from Mom. Brother B's letter made my day, and my mother's letter confirmed what my grandmother said about Joan being discharged from the army because of sickness. When we started tracting, it was still raining hard, but we taught 2 discussions to Marcus and to Bronson and got a return appointment for Marcus. Elder L told me that tracting in the rain earns wife points, so I told him that if it helped me to get to marry the girl that I want to, I'd tract every time it rains. If I could, I would still marry Heidi, but I know that I have no chance. We tracked it for 2 hours. One young lady that I had taught last transfer, and Elder L and I saw last weekend drinking alcohol. We tracked it into her house. When she opened the door, she looked scared and almost went white, and when I asked to speak to one of her parents, she went into the house and sent her younger brother to tell us that their mother was sleeping. I guess she thought we were going to rat her out to her parents. We visited park members for a while and then went to Deshane's house for dinner. And she told us something that came up, so she gave us $20 and we ate a Jack in the Box. We went back to the pad to get pass-along cards and then went to Kmart to TNI people and give out pass-along cards. Most people did not accept our cards, but a lot of people did. Elder L wanted to buy a light for his bike so he did not get run over, and I installed it for him. We tried to give out a few more cards, but the lot started looking barren, so we left. We got home a little early because we could not find anything else to do. Well, that's the end of that journal. So I'll start with this next one. On the cover of this journal, I wrote, God bless America. And then I wrote, you've got one life to live, make it count. And then under that I wrote, the kingdom of God or nothing else, John Taylor. Saturday, December 6, 2003. Clear most of the day, but it rained very hard a couple of times. Hot and windy. It is not really my mother's fault, but sad to say, none of my happiest memories are with my family. My mother tries hard in her own weird way, but I was never happy as a child and did not know what it felt like to have someone go out of their way to make me happy until I met the B family. I love my mother dearly, but I cannot stand the way she tries to control my life. I just wish she could understand that. I really want to spend Christmas 2004 with the B family because I love them. They love me, and want me to be there because they have done so much for me. I figure that by the time I go home, they will have put around $3,000 towards my mission and sending me stuff, not to mention what they have done before my mission. If I can spend Christmas with them without making my mother mad or hurting her feelings, then I will spend it with them. And if not, I will spend it with my mother. We tried to follow up with Mike today, but he was not home. We taught a first discussion to a couple of people at the park and gave them a Book of Mormon. We tried to visit a few ward leaders, but could not catch them at home. We talked to a few more people at the park and followed up on some people we tracked it into, and then we went to lunch at the pad. During lunch, I was doing a lot of thinking and getting kind of depressed, so I told Elder L that we needed to hurry up and leave. On our way to go tracting, we passed some people that were waiting for the Santa parade, and one young kid on a motorbike yelled, "Satan loves you," and then yelled some more anti-Mormon stuff and told us that we need right past or he will chase us and kill us. One house we tracked it into, a young lady that was exceedingly beautiful and barely had any clothes on answered the door. She told us to hang on for a minute and walked back into the house, so I mentioned the stud in her lip, and Elder L said that he did not see it, so I told him that it was because he wasn't looking high enough. Elder L got mad at me, but when she came back, he said that he saw the stud, so I told him it was because he looked higher that time. We tracked it for an hour and did not teach anyone. After we finished tracting, we visited a few more inactive members, and then we went to talk to Brother T, the ward mission leader. We correlated with him for a few minutes, and then he went on a team up with us. We tried to visit most of our investigators, and then we went to see Sister I because she had not been in church in a while. We found out it was because of work. She told us about a friend of her mother's that came to visit, and Brother T asked if her mother was trying to fix them up. Sister I was a little taken back and told him no. Brother T bought us dinner at Taco Bell, and then we went to visit the other T family. We had a few minutes left, so Brother T wanted to give out pass-along cards, so we went to Safeway. Sunday, December 7th, 2003. Clear and very hot. Hard rain a couple of times, light wind. Brother T came a little late to pick us up for PEC and church. We did not have any investigators in church today, but Sister P did bring a non-member friend. After we made our report in a welfare meeting, the bishop asked us to leave, so we went to visit a member family that lives across the street from the church, but we got them to sign up for dinner. After welfare meeting, Stacy gave us a ride home. When I checked our messages, I found we had one from Sister A asking us to help her move because they are getting evicted. When I called her, I told her that if I could not find anyone else to help her move, that Elder L and I would help. I called everyone that I could think of, and finally I got Alex and Josh to agree to come with us tomorrow to help. Sister A did not act very grateful and told me that Brother A would be working and could not help, and if he did help, she would be afraid that he would hurt himself. I got pretty ticked off and told her that he better be there tomorrow because it is his problem, his house, and his stuff, but that we would come anyhow. I really stressed out over the whole deal, and I was on the phone about an hour and a half trying to find some guys to help. Elder L told me that he would not have tried that hard and likely told her that we could not do it. Also, he said that he would have blown up on Sister A and would not have been as calm with her as I was. Truthfully, it was very hard to not blow up on her when she started trying to tell me what to do and acted like I was obligated to help. Earlier, before I get involved, I called President Willis because he does not like us to do service on Preparation Day, and I almost hoped that he would say no, but he said yes. He also gave us the go-ahead to go to the testaments on the 19th of December with the bishop and his family. I ate dinner and lunch around 1800, and Elder P and Elder G picked us up at 1900 to take us to the zone meeting at the Makakilo pad. At the zone meeting, we set up a goal for the Makakilo zone to have 13 baptisms in December. I gave Elder S $20 to pick me up some bike tires at the bike shop in Waianae tomorrow. Elder P told me that in his last area he met my mother and stepfather, and they told him not to tell me that they saw him. It is really weird to know that someone knows that she came to Hawaii, but it does not surprise me. The only thing that surprises me is that she did not try to come visit me. In Fast and Testimony meeting, a lot of people said that a lot of crazy things, such as a lady saying that she thinks that she married the wrong person. Luckily, her husband was not there to hear. I really wish that this ward would have a special meeting on the last Sunday of the month to tell everyone what is and what is not appropriate for testimony meeting. Monday, December 8th, 2003. Mostly clear, hot, and windy. Alex, Brother V, and Elder L and I met at the A family at their apartment at 9:30 to help them move. Brother V had to leave fairly early. We helped them move all of their stuff and they had for storage before lunch, and then the A family all bought us lunch. They also had a friend from Waianae helping. They were very grateful today for our help. After lunch, everyone else left, and it was just Elder L and I helping. We finally got home at 1400. I played ball outside our pad. Elder L and I borrowed the Makakilo car and bought a couple of Christmas CDs at Kmart. I got up this morning at 04:30, and I got up at 05:30 every morning except for Mondays. And then I get up a little earlier. We visited Sister Ian and asked her to record some Christmas cartoons for us. And we had dinner with this S family. Sister S told me that I did not have very good dinner etiquette because I smelled the dressing to make sure that it was okay. I apologized and told her that I did not know that it was bad manners. We came home a little early to make phone calls, etc. Brother O called to ask for her blessing, and we went over immediately, and Elder L anointed and I blessed. Tuesday, December 9th, 2003. Partly clear, hot, light rain. We rode with the zone leaders to the stake center for a zone conference. Elder L and I borrowed the zone leader's car to go get our area book. I had to drive because Elder L is blackdated. When everyone showed up at the chapel, we practiced our musical number. In interviews, President asked me how I liked Elder L, and I told him that I loved him. President said, "I promise you someone who likes to work as much as you do." Zone conference was very good. Elder P was really worried because Sister S did not come by 11:30, so I tried to get a hold of her. I tried so much that I missed Sister Willis's training. Lunch was good. After lunch, Sister S got it all taken care of before the noon. Sister Willis had us all write down on a piece of paper something that no one else knows about us, and she would randomly read one, and we would all try to guess who it was. We were told to write down something that no one knows, so I wrote down, "If she had said yes, I might not have come," referring to Heidi when I asked her if she felt the same about me as I do her, and she said no. Everyone was surprised when I said that it was me who wrote it. I was glad that no one asked about it. After lunch, President Willis talked about some missionaries in the mission who, as a joke, started what they called the Quorum of the 12 Apostates. President Willis said that news of it went to Salt Lake City, and some general authorities had talked to him about it and did not think it was funny, or did not like it at all. He talked about being apostate for a long time. I felt bad because President just recently found out about it, and I could have told him 6.5 months ago, but at the time I did not think that they were serious. Elder W proudly let me know that he was part of it, and Elder J told me that he was drafted into it unwillingly. President also talked a lot about missionaries with someone at home, and said that they are likely sitting by the fire with someone else. Elder L and I won for the best area book. Sister Willis gave every pad a special sponge and told them to throw away their old one. I mentioned that if you microwave the sponge for 30 seconds, it kills all the bacteria. President liked my suggestion, but said he did not want everyone to do it because he is afraid someone will leave it in too long and burn down the pad. Dumb people always run things for everyone else. Sister V gave Elder L and I stockings from a family in New Mexico filled with gifts. At their zone conference, we had to spend 2 hours on a driving safety video and tests. The church is really getting strict about who can drive church-owned vehicles. If you have any medical problems, you will not be allowed to drive. And if you came without a driver's license, they will not allow you to get one and drive in the mission. When we got home, I had a package from Mom and a package from the B family. I was so extremely excited and grateful to get the packages. Our appointment to teach the O family fell through, so we went to dinner at Wendy's with Brother T. He gave us a ride back to our pad, and we mostly just rode around trying to think of stuff to do while we waited for the time to see Sister G. We only visited her for 15 minutes and then went home. We got home about 30 minutes early. I started feeling sick to my stomach tonight. I hope that I feel better tomorrow. Wednesday, December 10th, 2003. Mostly clear, hot, very windy, light wind, very strong wind. Wait, I wrote it was light wind and strong wind. I don't know which it was. Okay. We had to get up a couple of times during the night because I had the runs, almost just colored water, and my stomach was really in pain. I also had to take off in devotional to use the restroom. Elder L was sick as well. We left the pad at 10:30 and came back at 11:30. Almost all of our appointments called and canceled. We left the pad around noon to pick up the food that Sister P paid for us. I thought that I was going to vomit in the Panda Express while we picked up the food, and also in the way back to our pad, and it did not help that the wind was super strong and about kicked our butts on our way home. Elder P was going to go with me to watch Joy to the World with the an inactive family, but when I called, they did not answer, so we did not go. Elder L and I went to the H family's house at 1700 to watch the Wilfred Woodruff conversion story, and then we visited the G family, the one we were supposed to see at 1300. And they asked why we did not come at 1300, so I told them I called and no one answered, so she told me that they never answer the phone. I really don't understand why you would want a phone if you don't use it. But then again, none of the things the locals do make sense. We set up an appointment for next week. We came home again at 1900 because we were feeling sick again. Elder P and Elder B came by after we had been home about 15 minutes, and after we got home to give us a referral. Elder P did not act like he believed that we were sick, but did not say much about it. Elder B believed that we were sick. Thursday, December 11th, 2003. Clear, hot, strong wind. Elder P and I teamed up in my area today. In devotional, I said something I can't remember what, and Elder G blew up on me. And then Elder P jumped in on his side. I think people should mind their own business. After devotional, I asked Elder G to come outside to talk. I humbled myself and admitted that I should not be giving him a hard time about his future, dear John. I told him that I would leave him alone. He told me about his problems with his homesickness, etc., and I told him that I completely understand. We talked for about 15 minutes and we were all cool with each other again. Elder P and I tracted for 3 hours, this morning without much success. We went to Long's Drug to pick up Elder O's pictures, and then Elder P bought me lunch at McDonald's, and we ate at our pad. After lunch, we tried to follow up on people, but that had been tracked into earlier, but no one was home, so we tracked it for 2 more hours. One couple was out front of their house washing the car. He said he would not let us teach him so that he would not have to help his. He said that he would let us teach him so that he would not have to help his wife clean the car. After we taught him, he would not take the Book of Mormon because he said that he would not read it. He was the nicest person that we had met all day. At 1800, we gave Brother B a blessing because he is going in for surgery tomorrow. Elder P anointed, and I sealed the anointing. We visited inactive people until it was time to go to dinner at the J family. The J family had guests over, so we did not talk. We just sat and listened to their conversation. Elder P shared the dinner message, and we went back to the pad at 2100, and Elder P and I had a PPI. Friday, December 12, 2003. Mostly clear and hot, windy. This morning we tried to see some old investigators and also follow up on a few people that we tracked it into earlier, but we did not have any success. We spent a lot of the morning trying to think of stuff to do. Sometimes it is hard to think of effective things to do, and Elder L does not help much because he does not know the area very well. I think that I had a stronger temptation this morning than I had my whole mission. But I did not yield to it. It was a very pretty lady that was flirting with me. We had lunch at the pad after lunch. After lunch, we tried to follow up on old investigators and people we tracked it into. We had a very hard time catching people home today. I decided to get a shaved ice from the Manapua man, and we set up the park to think about what to do next. While we were at the park, Brother H came up and talked story for a while, and then he started to leave. He stopped us and asked if we had dinner tonight. When we told him that we did not, he told us that he would take us out for Chinese. We stopped at the H family to use the phone. Sister H told us that she wants all 4 of us to come over for dinner on the 26th. She told us that her 80-year-old grandmother will have basketball on and that we had better watch it and not be rude. When I told her that we could not, and also that we could not stay for longer than an hour, she said that she wanted to talk to President Willis, so I gave her his phone number. We did not get very much accomplished the rest of the day or night, but we met Brother H at 2000 and he took us to Ho Ho Chinese. The food was very good and Brother H got the buffet, so I had 3 plates. We got home about 12 minutes late. I received a letter from Heidi and a letter from Mom, a Christmas card from Bill and Deanne that had $20 in it, and a book of stamps, and a letter from Brother Simmons from my ward, which had $20 in it. I am so grateful for the letters and the gifts. Saturday, December 13th, 2003. Partly cloudy, windy, and hot. We followed up on a few people that we tracked it into earlier but did not catch them. I decided that I wanted to visit people on the finding efforts in the area book, so we came back to the pad. Elder L was sick, so I decided to call all the ones that had phone numbers. Most of them were rude. Elder L asked if we could not go out until after lunch, so I told him that it would be all right. Elder L went to bed, and I worked on the area book as long as I could. After lunch, Elder L was still sick, so I studied my scriptures. I hate to be at the pad during the day because I get trunky and depressed, especially this time of year. A couple of teenagers came by and knocked on the door. One young man was about 13 and the other 16 or so. They were trying to raise money for a Christian program that helps troubled teens or addicted children, and they told me how the program helped them, so I gave them a $1 bill and all of the loose change that I had and a couple of pass-along cards. I could tell that they were really sincere and that they wanted to change lives, theirs and others. When dinner time rolled around, Elder L was still sick, so I called Sister O and asked if it would be okay for her to bring our dinner. She brought us Kentucky Fried Chicken. Sunday, December 14, 2003. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. Brother T gave us a ride to church and a ride home. After church, we had lunch and personal study and then visited people on the Finding Efforts sheet, but did not find anyone interested. We visited a few inactive and part-member families. Brother C picked us up at our pad for dinner, and after dinner gave us a ride to the L family's house. They dogged us, so we visited people in the Hawaiian homesteads. We came home at 8 p.m. for a week plan and companionship inventory, and then we walked home. Monday, December 15, 2003. Mostly clear, hot, light wind. I got up at 4:30 to write letters. After we had a devotional, Elder L and I rode our bikes to town and ate breakfast at McDonald's. Just as we were about to leave McDonald's, a man stopped us and said, "I don't mean this to be offensive or denigrating in any way, but..." And he told us all the story of some elders years ago who would bring their own silverware to dinner. Years ago, because they could not use chopsticks. We did our shopping and rode home. We played a few games of chess and then we played another game. We had dinner with the P family at 1800. I share the touching the Master's hand as a dinner message. We had a very hard time finding stuff to do the rest of the night because everyone was asleep, so we came home at 2100 to make some phone calls and plan for tomorrow. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment, and I will do my best to answer your questions or address it in another video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.